to our Women's Equality Day this year. And at the behest of Representative Bella Abig, she was a Democrat from New York in 1971 and passed in 1973 to the U.S. Congress, designated August the 26th as Women's Equality Day. Okay, this day was in remembrance of the 1920 certification of the 19th Amendment of the Constitution, granting our white sisters the right to vote, and unfortunately, the black women and women of color, we had to wait till the Voting Rights Act passed in 1965. The theme this year is women and girls deserve to live free from freedom and fear. And on that note, if you watch the debate at all, the first chant that we're going to say tonight is, we're not going back. We're going to say that 3 times. We're not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. Thank you. I'd like to thank my sisters from PDWC for putting this together for us, so let's give them a hand. And if you haven't got a chance yet, you need to go by the silent auction. You also have an opportunity to join PDWC. And Maria over there has applications. You can get with her and fill this stuff out. And she'll come pick it up. We also have a campaign, our candidate lit table is in the auction room. And you can check for signs. We do have some signs here for specific candidates. Now, the next person on the stage, fresh from I-94, the United Center, the Democrat National Caucus, 4 days of bliss and joy. One of the 6 delegates from the 3rd Congressional District, our President, Donna.
Carry my Kamala sign. I am saying there was the birth of my children and grandchildren at my wedding day, but it was maybe more exciting to me. We were hopeful, we were inspired, we were joyful, and if you were from Michigan, boy, people gave you some respect. We have big wretch, and we have a trifecta with the House and the Senate and the executive, so it was amazing. But so I brought this shirt, the extra large that the Democratic Party gave me, and it had my favorite symbol of the convention of Kamala, which is the tree and the coconut. And the story there is that her mother always told her, Kamala, you didn't just fall out of a coconut tree. You exist in the context of the community that you grew up in and all the people that raised you up to be here. So then we went back, every women's caucus meeting that there was, they went back to Fannie Lou Hamer, back in the 60s, who was beaten and threatened and jailed because she tried to exercise her right to vote. And she brought a delegation from the state of Mississippi of black delegates to the 1964 convention in Atlantic City, and they would not seat her delegation. They had an all-white delegation from Mississippi. So what did she do? Many things, but she co-founded the National Women's Political Caucus. And this was an organization designed to recruit, train, and support women of all races who wanted to run for office. And I thought, the PDWC didn't fall out of a coconut tree either. We stand on the shoulders of, of all those other women activists who came before us. So, and there was Shirley Chisholm, and Geraldine Ferraro, and Hillary Clinton. If you watched her speech, she said, it takes a village to save a country. And she talked about putting a crack in the glass ceiling. And what could we see through that crack? We could see freedom. Freedom for who we love, freedom in our lives, our health, and our families. So just a couple of other of my favorite lines was Hakeem Jeffries, who got up and said, Donald Trump is like an old boyfriend you broke up with. And he didn't just go away, so you say, bro, we broke up with you for a reason. We don't want you back. So, and, his chant was, so maybe we could even do the sides of the room, we're not going back. We're not going back. You got it. We're not going back. We're not going back. So that's what we did for 4 days. So we had Big Gretch, our governor, get up. And Big Gretch said, Kamala sees us, she hears us, she is us. And it was very exciting. As you might know, Big Gretch is us and went to public high school, only 50 miles down the road. So, and Oprah, of course, was our token childless cat lady. And she brought the house down too. And Tim Walz, those of us who are public educators or football fans, you might have heard him say, it's the fourth quarter, and we're down a field goal, but we're on offense, and we have the ball. Finally, I'll just mention Elizabeth Warren saying she would not trust Trump and Vance to move her couch. Every speaker was awesome. So, just a couple more chants and then we'll bring up the elected officials. So Michelle Obama was, don't complain, do something. Don't complain, do something. Don't complain, do something. Don't complain, do something. And then we had, when we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. And then, for those who don't know how to pronounce Kamala's name, we worked on, half of the room says Kamala, and the other half says Kamala, Kamala, Kamala. So now you know just what it was like to be in Chicago. So next, I'm going to introduce the elected officials and candidates so they could maybe stand up and wave. And if we remember, oops, that's what always happens on sides. But the coconut tree, as we're standing on the shoulders of those who are already serving us in office and helping to bring along the next group of people. And first of all, I have to mention someone who was just elected on Saturday at the Michigan Democratic Convention. And we had to pick an elector who would go to Lansing on December 17th, I believe it is, to cast the votes from the 3rd Congressional District, which we hope will be for Kamala Harris. And it's very fitting that when we're about to elect our first woman of color to the presidency, that we have a woman of color who's an icon in Muskegon County, Patsy Petty. Don't be so proud, Patsy, to have you cast that vote at Lansing. Then, moving along, we have Representative Will Snyder. We have Karen Bowie. Jessica Cook.
That's my kid.
The Honorable Maria Lattice Hoops. Marcia Hovey Wright, County Commissioner. I'm not sure if Ken Johnson snuck in. He did, right? Proud to have Ken as the mayor of Muskegon. Then the Honorable Jenny McNeil. Lynette Marks, who is the president of the Muskegon School Board. The Honorable Paula Baker Mathis. Sponsor of the event, Charles Nash, Darrell Page, County Commissioner from District 7, the Honorable Gregory Pidman, Miss Jennifer Ross, the Muskegon Heights City Clerk. Rebecca St. Clair, the Vice Mayor of the City of Muskegon. Dr. Terry Sabo is here, the Director of Legislative Affairs in Lansing. And we have some candidates for office. First of all, Chris McWigan. District 4, KP Pellerin Mahoney. 102nd State House District. Kendra Robinson. And Sandra Boone Thomas, running for County Commission. Okay, so is there anyone I missed? I'm not sure we got Kim Fisher, who is a city, but I didn't announce her. City Commissioner from North Carla made this list for me. blame her. Okay, Miss Stephanie Barrett. Running for Water Resources Commissioner for Muskegon. Our videographer running for
Redmond Township Supervisor.
Candidate? What's your name again? Wanda Sharaf. Tanya Kabala, City Councilwoman Ann Whitehall. Who else did I miss? All right. Wow. Is there anyone who isn't running for office? Okay, and yes. And well, I said Sandra Boone Thomas, County Commissioner candidate. Then, I can mention now, we're honored to have State Senator Stephanie Chang as our guest speaker. Okay, so I guess that's my time up here. But we have to have, first of all, when we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. And don't complain, do something. And we're not going back. All right. And we are going to have a rousing rendition of Bread and Roses. I'm not going to sing, but we all are going to sing. So please rise and